What is up, guys? Elm Street Warrior here. Just doing a new video here. I'm gonna be revamping this channel soon, and I just wanted to do a starter video here just to let you guys know of recent updates because I haven't done a video in a long time. But I am doing this video too because I've recently went on a 4K slash Blu-ray haul, and I just wanted to share you guys what I've picked up. So let's start with the first movie, Weapons. First of all, this movie caught me by surprise. Very phenomenal. It's by the same director that did Barbarian, and that was a solid movie. And I must say, he absolutely killed it again with Weapons. This was a top movie for 2025. For anyone that has not seen Weapons, I recommend getting on Weapons immediately because it is not what you think it is. Just a complete ride. And I must say, the actress that plays the aunt in this movie, she absolutely killed it. So please check out Weapons for anyone that is not. I'm not going to spoil this one. Please go in blind and do not watch any trailers for Weapons. I recommend just watching it. Next up, we have The Black Phone 2. I got to be quite honest. This one was okay. I really wasn't a fan of this one as I was the first one. The aspect of the grabber and how they did it was very cool. It was very Nightmare on Elm Street, and I thought that aspect was cool. But I don't know. I really wasn't feeling Black Phone 2 as much as the first one. I personally thought the first one was better, but that's just my opinion. Check it out, guys. If you might, some might like it, some might not. I ain't care for it though. Next up, we have Rosemary's Baby. This really isn't new. This isn't a new movie. This one I just did not have in my collection, I noticed. So I just kind of picked it up. For anyone that's not watched Rosemary's Baby, this is just a 60s classic. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have The Strangers Chapter 2. You know, Unpopular opinion, I actually did not mind Strangers Chapter 2. I know a lot of people roasted this movie, but I actually thought it was pretty solid. Why I did not care for Chapter 1, this one was pretty solid. It was just one long, continuous chase scene. I do have to give a spoiler in this movie because I thought it was pretty awesome. The final girl takes on a wild boar, which was just awesome in a whole. I really liked her character development, the final girl of this movie, because she really developed into her own. And I don't know, I thought The Strangers Chapter 2 was pretty solid. It definitely was better than the first one. Next up, we have Together. Together, I've seen a couple people post about this on social media, but I don't know. I didn't see really much posted about it. And it's a shame because the body horror in this movie actually was pretty good. I really like the message of this movie too about codependency. I don't know. Together, I felt like was one of the more underrated horror movies for 2025, but I thought it was pretty good. This definitely was worth a watch. Next up, we have The Monkey. First of all, this movie is just wild. For anyone that has not watched The Monkey, please go watch The Monkey because this movie is just bonkers. It is so much fun. And you know what? The funny thing is, I was actually supposed to go see this at the movies with my best friend, and I actually skipped out on it. And I wish I would have went to go see it because this movie was so much fun, just unbelievable the amount of just insanity with this movie. Next up, we have Monkey Shines. This was the first time watch that I just watched a couple of weeks ago on Tubi, and I absolutely loved it. And fun fact, I did not know this was directed by George Romero, and this actually didn't do too well at the box office. I don't know. I think it's probably because, George Romero, we're kind of used to him with zombie movies. So I don't think the world was really ready for him to venture off into something else. But I must say, he did a really nice job with Monkey Shines. This was a pretty good movie. Spoiler alert with this movie too. I had a hard time watching the monkey's demise because the monkey was actually cute, but I understand it had to be done. But Monkey Shines is a pretty good one. I recommend checking this one out. And this one definitely is on Tubi because I am a big, big fan of 80s horror. For anyone that's watched the channel previously, you already know, big, big fan of 80s horror. So this was a good one. I definitely recommend Monkey Shines. Next up, we have The Substance. This, another body horror flick, just off the chain. And honestly, I feel like The Substance, they really channeled David Cronenberg with this because just the amount of imagery with the body horror itself in this movie is just completely wild on its own. Demi Moore absolutely killed this role. I thought she did a phenomenal job with The Substance. And it's a shame that she really, I feel like, didn't get the recognition that she should have gotten off this movie because Substance was definitely worth a watch. Just completely, completely wild. There's a scene towards the end of it that is just hands down nasty, but the imagery just stays with you forever just when you watch it. I definitely recommend The Substance. Next up, we have Sissy. For anyone that has Shutter, I definitely recommend checking this one out. This one had slasher vibes to it, definitely, or the atmosphere at least was a slasher vibe with it. Um, I saw that they did the DVD with this, but I just didn't get around to buying it. And then I seen Vinegar Syndrome released it, and I gotta say, Vinegar Syndrome is one of my favorite boutique labels that's out there. I like Scream Factory. Scream Factory is number one for me, but I can say after Scream Factory, I really feel like Vinegar Syndrome is the next in line. And I was kind of stoked to see that they did this. So I had to buy it immediately. Sissy is on Shutter for anyone that wants to watch it. I definitely recommend checking it out. Like I said, it's not a straightforward slasher, but it definitely acts like one. And I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with Sissy. I definitely recommend checking the movie out. Next up, we got The Exorcist 3. Not a huge fan of The Exorcist 1, but I really, really like this one. For anyone that has watched this, we all know there is a jump scare in this movie that is just phenomenal. And I must say, it even got me. And I'm not really scared. Nothing really scares me that much like that. But I can even say the jump scare in this movie was just bonkers. And it even got me. And it just alone upgrades this movie just automatically. It just makes this movie worth watching because the jump scare in it alone was just flat out wild. Definitely recommend The Exorcist 3. I believe this one is on Tubi to watch too. Like a lot of the older horror movies, for anyone that doesn't know, you can really watch them on Tubi. Tubi has a great selection when it comes to like 80s and 90s horror movies because they really hit home and have a bunch of them. I definitely recommend watching those on there. Next up, we have Phenomena. Not the biggest Dario Argento fan, but this was a pretty good one. This also has Donald Pleasance from Halloween in it, and his performance in this movie is pretty good too. This sort of acts like a slasher. It has more subplots to it. But like I said, with Phenomena, I definitely liked it. The slasher aspect, I feel like, of it. Dario Argento, not my favorite director, but I really can get behind Phenomena because this was a pretty good one. And last up, we have Tenebrae. This is another Dario Argento. This I can say he shot beautifully well. You know, just the colors in this movie alone, for some reason, I dig. The blood in this movie just completely insane. The kills in this movie completely insane. You know, out of all of the Dario Argento movies, I feel like Tenebrae was his most beautifully shot, and I recommend watching this one too. Definitely believe this is on Shutter or Tubi as well. It's on one of them. I don't remember exactly, but I want to say I think this is on Tubi too. And that's pretty much my recent Blu-ray haul, guys. I'm gonna be doing more videos because I'm in the process of doing a new format for this channel completely. So I'm in the process of revamping it. But yes, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I can't wait to see do more videos soon. Thank you.